Hello, friends, and welcome to another Chops vlog. It's been, I guess, a week or so, and here I am in Grizzly Hills, and you're saying to yourself, gee, Chops, didn't you finish Grizzly Hills like a month or so ago? What are you doing back in Grizzly Hills? Well, friends, I'm picking flowers. Why am I picking flowers? Let me tell you a story. I finally finished transmuting all of the gems that I needed to transmute to cut and equip gems for my Fury set, as well as have a solid amount of backup gems should gearing change in the future, right? And then I was like, all right, cool, we're done with that. It's time to level jewel crafting. Let's do that. And well, I dropped alchemy, went to go pick up jewel crafting, and was looking through all the mats that I'd need, and lo and behold, I hadn't transmuted enough meta gems to cut to get all the way up to skill level 75. So I've got to go through and re-level Wrath of the Lich King Alchemy, which I had just dropped. Let my losses be your lessons. Make sure you've got all the mats you need before you do something like drop a fully leveled profession for another one. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm just gathering up herbs to level alchemy to 75. The good news is I am obsessive about over gathering things, so I already had a ton of herbs. I've got most of them, and like for instance, I technically have enough gold clover to move on to pick something else, but I'm going to make a lap of Grizzly Hills and pick up some gold clover before I move on to Sholazar Basin to pick up Dread Nettle, Death Nettle, whatever it's called. I'll grab that, and I'll probably grab a little extra there, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing here. That does mean that there is that good news that we're done with our transmutes. We are also done with Dragonblight. I finished that up last night, which means that once I finish this small profession grind to get my Fury set gemmed, I'll be moving on to Borean Tundra, and then I will simply have Borean Tundra and Sholazar Basin left to do. From there, we'll max out our engineering for Wrath. I think I'm only a few points away. Yeah, I'm only 25 points away from that. We'll max out our cooking. I might be pretty close to that. Let me just scroll. What am I doing? Yeah, I've got a little bit of cooking to do. That won't take terribly long. How am I sorted for fishing? Am I sorted for fishing? Do I have fishing? Yeah, Northern fishing's done. So then from there, we'll bounce into Kata. And Kata is just exploring. So I've thought what I will do in that time is, I've been moving through every expansion kind of every couple of months, really. It's been a bit of a process and longer than I want it to take. But what I thought I would do is once I finish Wrath, which hopefully will be done by the end of January, I might spend February and maybe a little bit of March kind of doubling back and catching up on some of the reputation grinds that I left behind in Burning Crusade. One of the reasons for that, and I think it would be a good idea to do that, is that I'm going to need the jewel crafting recipe from Burning Crusade for the Thundering Sky Fire or Sky Flare, one of the two, diamond for a meta gem that increases your attack speed, chance on hit to increase attack speed, which is the meta gem that I want to run on my Fury set. And if I remember correctly, that has a chance to drop in a couple of the dungeons that I need rep from. So it'd be a good dual farm. So I'm going to do that, and then probably double back on like the Sketis. Is that what it's called? Sketis. the Skyrider's reputation, as well as do some of the dailies for the ogres and all that, as well as get caught up on some of the reputations for Wrath that I just definitely don't want to like leave undone, especially the Kulak, the fishing guys, the fishing walruses, because Exalted with them gives you a fishing pole as well as a pet penguin, which awesome, pet penguin, very nice. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So I am probably going to move into Kata in terms of just getting the exploring done, but then because there are no quests for us to do in Kata, and if I remember correctly, my Kata engineering is already leveled. Yeah. And then my Kata cooking is probably not. I might be able to do that. I have no idea. I've never actually looked into it. Yeah, I can do Kata cooking. Probably won't take too long to get that knocked out. I'm going to use the time I would have spent questing through Kata, kind of doubling back and catching up on the more grindy aspects of the expansions I left behind. But then come, let's say, March 1st, I'll move into Miss of Pandaria, which I mentioned last video I'm very excited about because that's really sort of the first X-Pack that I didn't play the content, like the end game content when it was current. Like I played a bit of Cataclysm just because, just kind of see what it was like, you know, big new world and everything. It was the first time that Blizzard had really remade World of Warcraft. It's what I like to refer to as World of Warcraft 2. I think I've talked about that before. But Cataclysm is essentially for me World of Warcraft 2. And so I played a bit of the end game there, but then I largely quit the game entirely. So MOP is going to be very fresh. I won't bore you rehashing that. We talked about it last video. So I'm very excited there. But yeah, it's going to be starting in hopefully March sometime will be when I kick that off. So I don't have any like grand thoughts for you. I'm cooking up a little something I wanted to talk about, but I want to make sure I get my thoughts sort of gathered and organized on it. But you know, for tonight, man, we're just working on some alchemy, and hopefully we'll end the evening with a fully gemmed Fury set. Because I have everything else kind of lined up to get it gemmed up. The only thing I don't have is the Miss of Pandaria engineering goggles, which is what I really want for my helm. And that's going to take some time because I have to like transmute living steel, and that's going to be a pain to make sure I've got all the mats I need for that. So that's sort of a longer term thing. I have a haste helmet that'll suffice until then. But yeah, so that'll be the end of the evening is having a fully gemmed Fury set. That's hopefully going to be the end of the video. So I'm going to shut up now because I recognize that I'm starting to ramble and you're probably losing interest. And I am going to hit the time lapse and put on some music. And you guys can watch me pick flowers for a bit, and then we'll celebrate with a Fury set at the end. I'll talk to you then. All right, we have a gemmed Fury set. Not entirely done. Let's see, I would have to put, let's put Greca's dentures there. We'll just pretend that I care about a PvP trinket. Yeah, that instead of living action pots. Cool, there we go. I need to grab my haste ring and my other haste ring. And we're going to put those on. Yes, of course, obviously, duh. Haste speed. Haste. Cool. Let me actually, I'll pull this up. There we go. So the haste set is coming together not poorly. Oh, hey, I need almost. Hang on. I completely forgot. There. Okay. Let's look at this again. There we go. All right, cool. So a tour of the haste gear. Haste first helm. Grandfathered necklace. I have fire flash, speed, socketed shoulders. Really unfortunate that they're fire flash, especially crit high fire flash. Anyways, but socket speed on a free to play. Cool. Got my Aurora cloak. Again, fire flash bracers. Kind of unfortunate, but at least these are high haste. Got Aurora gloves, Aurora belts, Greaves of the Martyr, obviously Biss for both arms and Fury. War boots, socket speed, Aurora ring with the high haste. Shit ton of haste on this Legion epic. Sadly, that one didn't proc a socket, but we'll get there eventually. Standard issue Greca's dentures for Fury Warriors, your PvP trinket. Nothing fancy going on here. Stat line comes down to just over 11% crit, 34% haste, which is not terrible. We're sitting at a kind of rough 10% verse. That's not fantastic, but you know what? We're going to sit with it. And then just a little over 11% mastery. Ideally, I want to replace this helm, like I mentioned earlier, with the goggles, the Pandarin engineering goggles that'll have 2 haste cogs in them. Again, that's going to lose me just a little bit more verse, but I think if I pick up that much haste, I can probably justify like farming up a resin ring with a socket and replacing this guy here for a little bit more verse. Maybe, I don't know. We'll pick up a little bit more verse here. Maybe giving this up for like the Armsman's locket or something. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? I may decide that 10% verse is fine because we've got just a gob of haste. But that's the Fury set for right now. Anyways, like I said, we were going to be done when I got my Fury set gemmed. It still is a work in progress, obviously, but gems are no longer a concern. So thanks for hanging out. I will talk to you guys next time.